Hey tea heads, this is Don and Estella from Mayleaf. I am joined, finally, the return of Estella, my niece from Australia. You've seen, what did you do, 2 videos? I think you did one video about caffeine.
And
maybe
one
there was
like blindfolded.
one blindfolded. Okay, so she remembers. So we've done 2 videos with her and her sister. Today we've got Estella in and we are going to be tasting this new tea, which we don't actually have a name for yet. So maybe by the end of this video, you can come up with a name for it. Maybe. We'll see. Anyway, say hi to everybody out there.
Hi.
So Estella is here visiting us in London. And I thought we'd take this opportunity to launch a new tea and do our blind tasting. Well, you've never tasted this before, but do our tasting together so that you can let the viewers out there see how skilled you are at tasting, because she is a bit of a master taster, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yes, you are. You know you are. So we're going to just go through the tea. You can ask me any questions you want about the tea, and then we're going to do our tasting. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So we're going to quickly scope this tea. This is a Dan Cong oolong. So this is an oolong tea. You've heard of oolong teas before?
Yep.
Okay. So this is a Dan Cong oolong. So this comes from the south of China in Guangdong province. And the season on it, normally oolong teas are picked in sort of March, April, May. Okay. But this one is a really weird tea because it's picked in February, which is really, really strange. So what happens sometimes, if you have a warm winter, and it only works if it's a warm winter, with older tea trees, the plant flushes early. In other words, it starts growing earlier than the normal time. Okay?
Yep.
And in that case, the farmers will pick the tea and process it. But it has a very distinctive taste when it's coming from this early sort of late winter, early spring, right? So this is picked in February 2022. The cultivar is the Gardenia cultivar, also known as Huangzhexiang. Huangzhexiang is the fragrance of gardenia. So with these kinds of teas, what the farmers do is they sort of, over the years, they've smelt and tasted the tea and they go, oh, it kind of smells a bit like, in this case, gardenia flowers or honey orchid, or there's lots of different fragrances.
I have a question.
Yeah, go for it.
So like, is there like lots of different forms of this one tea, or is it this kind of tea that that springs early, or is it just like one tea, like one kind, or is it like other teas like other flavor teas of the
So
thing?
basically this sprouting early tea is something that happens. It can happen with all different varieties, but it doesn't often happen, and it only happens if there's a very warm winter. Right? So it's basically, it's so warm that the plant's a bit confused. And so what you have is, so you have your spring picked teas, which are normally picked sort of, as I said, March, April, May, around that time. And then during the summer, nobody picks because the plant's growing too quickly. It's not very good tea. And then in sort of October, they'll pick again. And that tea is called snowflake tea. We call it snow phoenix because it's around snow time, right? It's winter harvest. And the snowflake tea has a very wintry taste, okay? And so you've got normally the spring harvest and the sort of winter harvest. But with this type of tea, essentially you're sort of mixing them. You're taking a bit of winter and a bit of spring and you're combining them together.
So it's like a tea that's like, in a way, unexpected tea. So it's like, in a way, a panic tea, like when they don't know what's happening.
Maybe. I mean, I guess the farmers sort of are surprised by it, and then they have no choice but to pick it because they process it. But they're also very pleased because they know that kind of tea has a very particular strong aroma and very strong taste. So it's actually something that's like a happy panic. You know what I mean? It's something they go, oh, wow, it's great. And it only happens for old tea trees at high altitude. So the altitude on this is around 820 to 1,000 meters. And the age of the tea trees are between 120 and 150 years old. So that's old tea trees, especially for this variety, this oolong variety. So we've got old tea trees growing at high altitude and a warm winter. We need those 3 factors to create this tea.
So it's like really rare, and it doesn't happen like every year.
No.
Like,
In fact, this is the first time we've found this tea. So in 20 years of sourcing tea, this is the first time we've sourced this tea.
Ooh.
So and this comes from, just to finish the scope, so the origin is Chudicho village, I'm probably mispronouncing that, in Wudong. So this is Wudong Phoenix Mountain in Guangdong in China. So early spring, basically late winter, old tea trees, high altitude, from the gardenia fragrance.
Wow.
Okay, there's a lot to take in there, but let's get stuck in and let's heat up this pot. We've got a master shirt pot here. I'm not sure if this is going to be in stock when we launch this video, but if it is, I'll stick a link in the description below. So we want to heat up our TEAWARE so that you can get full fragrance out of this. And we'll see how much we've got here, but it's about 7 grams. Let's see. Yep, 6.8. So yeah, 7 grams. Okay. Do you want to give some to the elephant? Go on then, you can pour it. Be careful, it's hot. It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, it turns into gold.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. So now, Estella, I want you to take a few short sniffs. Do that. Wake up your brain. It's all about waking up your brain now, okay? And I want you to really just clear your mind and let your memories flood through when you smell these leaves. So this is all going to be just about accessing your memories. Wake up your brain. Oh, the smell on this tea is immense. Okay, so hold it by the handle, and then we'll take this off and you can have a sniff. Here we go. Estella's take on as yet unnamed late winter, early spring Gardenia Dan Cong. It's amazing smell just from here.
I smell a tiny bit of like cooked lychee.
Cooked lychee. Wow, yes. What else? It's hard, isn't it?
It's very hard.
Do you smell some flowers? I do smell sort of roses. Do you smell sort of yellow roses? A bit zesty yellow roses in there?
Yeah, it smells a bit like lemon zest or
Yeah,
like orange
some
zest.
lemon zest. It's such a big aroma.
But
Keep smelling.
It's kind of hard to smell because it's really strong. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost too much for your nose. So take little short sniffs like that. So the speed that you sniff is going to make a difference.
I smell a bit like, in a way, like fresh or like kind of in a way like slowly cooked mango.
Yes, or overripe mango. Definitely definitely heavy on the mango.
But like extra sweet.
Extra sweet, yeah. So it's like either overripe or it's a variety of mango that's just a very sweet mango.
Yeah.
So we've got flowers like sort of lemony roses, sweet mangoes, lychee. Have another sniff. One more sniff before we rinse these leaves. It is an amazing, amazing aroma.
It smells a bit salty.
Yeah.
A bit like it has this kind of like salty like. I don't know how to really explain it, but it's kind of salty.
Yeah, I mean, I would describe that as maybe, you know how sometimes you have a salted caramel or a salted nougat? So
it's
it
like
has a slightly sort of
salt.
caramelly note as well to it, but
Yeah.
like a salted caramel note to it.
Yeah, salted caramel, definitely. Oh, it kind of like salted caramel popcorn.
Salted. Yeah, I'm with you there. Salted caramel popcorn, overripe sweet mangoes, gardenia flowers, and cooked lychees, you said, or canned lychees?
Yeah, cooked or canned lychees.
Oh, it's canned lychees, I think. Lychees in syrup.
Yes.
Okay. Excellent. Okay, so now we're going to do our rinse. I'm going to give the elephant again first taste. Now, because it's been rinsed, it's hydrated, it's going to the flavor is going to, the aroma is going to shift slightly. So have a smell now.
Not very strong now. Very strong. I still smell that kind of mango-y, but it's less sweet. It's more like sour, or like dense.
Can you smell more of the woods and resins in this?
Wood. I smell like, in a way, wet wood, like damp wood.
Yeah. But also, like, do you have much experience with incense, like resin incense?
Oh, yeah, yes. Smells like, like that kind of incense that's kind of, it smells a bit woody incense.
Mm-hmm.
And like the thick woody ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep sniffing. Obviously, if you were doing this, not in front of the camera, take your time with it, because you can enjoy that for a long time, right? This is the kind of smell that you can just keep unpacking.
I kind of smell a bit of fresh raspberries. I don't know why, it just smells kind of...
Oh, yeah, I can get that absolutely really, really fresh.
Like really fresh.
Yeah.
But not not really sweet.
No.
It's more like...
It's got like a fresh tang to it.
Yeah, maybe, tang, like more like wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
So there's a chemical called raspberry ketone that I think you're picking up. Is a very particular smell.
Really?
Yeah.
Or a tiny bit of blackberry or something.
Mm-hmm. So lots and lots of fruits, right? So we've got lychee, mango, raspberry, blackberry, and then woods resins and some flowers.
Yes.
All right. And I also do get that salted nougat creaminess. There's a slight creaminess there as well.
It's cream, like a salted creamy.
Yeah. Cool.
It'd
Okay.
be like white rabbit, like.
Oh,
it's
white
kind of
rabbit
a bit-
candies.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a bit sweet, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. I feel like that kind of creaminess, like when you eat it, it's kind of that kind of creaminess, but like not the sweetness, just the creaminess.
Yeah,
it's kind of
right,
the same.
exactly. So less of the sugar, just more of that sort of creamy note to it.
Mhm.
Okay.
It's a very nice teapot.
Thank you. Handmade, fully handmade. Maybe I'll do a video about this teapot if we get a chance. You chose that cup. That was your favorite. And I'm going for the Royale. Okay.
Yes.
You tell me when. When do you want me to pour it?
Now.
No. Okay. It's got a nice pour in it. Okay. How would you describe that color?
Well, it kind of, in a way, when you have coffee, but it's like it's like it has a problem because it's not made like properly when you just add water and it's not going properly and it just lets out some
like
water.
as in it's like blocked. So
Yeah,
you get,
blocked.
yeah, okay.
It looks kind of like that.
Yeah, so it's super light coffee, but it's also, and for me, it's got like a slight sort of apricot.
Oh yes, I can see that.
Apricot gold
like
colour.
Clear apricot.
Yeah,
goldy.
like you can imagine like apricot gummy candies made with that
Yes,
colour, couldn't you?
yes.
Okay. It looks darker in your cup, actually. Okay, so it's hot.
It looks really light in your cup compared to mine.
Yeah, it's amazing the difference, isn't it? You see? Because this is deeper, and so it's got more layers of
Dense,
colour. And
like
so,
that.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Cheers, everybody. Be careful, it might be hot.
Yeah.
Let's talk about texture, Estella. How does it feel in your mouth?
Let me taste that again.
The aftertaste is incredible on this tea.
It's actually very thick.
Yeah,
It's very thick tea. It's not really thin.
yeah.
It's not like, in a way, glass going down your throat.
It's
more
not
like
watery.
Really,
It feels like a little bit more
a bit
jellied.
like single cream.
Mm-hmm.
It tastes less than that, definitely less.
sure.
But like it's that kind of thing. It's not water. It's not
So
milk.
if you took some single cream and you diluted it with water and you sort of
Yeah.
went somewhere halfway or
it's
something.
kind. Yeah, it tastes like that.
Okay, let's talk about taste now. So much to say about this tea, but it's hard to find the words.
It kind of, I still get that lychee. It kind of tastes a bit like lychee, but it's not sweet lychee.
Yeah.
It's more like one of those like.
It's got like a little tang to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, like.
It's like the woods and the lychees mixed together, and they make like a almost like tropical. Like for me, have you ever had guava, the fruit?
I think I've heard of it.
Right, you've never had it. So guava has this sort of resinous, slightly tangy quality. I also pick up snowy notes in it. Like
Yes.
we were talking before about how you have that winter tea, which has a wintry taste. Remember? And this is sort of halfway between spring and winter.
Because it smells like, before we said flowers, like spring. And then, like, it tastes... Well, it's not really like... It's kind of like the taste, but also the texture's kind of like a bit like snow.
Yeah. So you know if you go out on a snowy day, right? And you smell that snowy air, you know that smell? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I mean, I know you live in Australia, you don't get much snow, but you've been in the snow before, right? So it has a sort of mineral, like ionized air quality to it.
You know it's really thick and dense? It's really airy at the same time.
Exactly. So it's kind of thick in the mouth when it's in your mouth, but after you swallow it, it feels very airy and fresh.
It makes your mouth fresh, and it's like damp wood aftertaste. Like it's wood and lychee mixed together, like while you're tasting it, and then damp wood after.
Yeah, so you're getting this instead of damp wood, I would describe it as like resinous wood.
Yeah, I've never really.
Yeah, I know.
But and also it reminds me of it reminds me of like raspberries, like raspberry compote. But when it's not like sweet, it's more like in a way sour.
Yeah, so it's like you're tasting all the fruit notes, but minus the sugar.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
So you're tasting raspberries. I'm tasting a little bit of like, have you ever had peach melba? Like it's like peach and raspberry combination.
Yeah.
You know? So fresh peaches and raspberries.
Yeah. But minus the sugar.
Minus the sugar, yeah. But then taste your mouth afterwards. In your mouth, doesn't it taste a little bit sweet to you in your mouth afterwards, like the saliva in your mouth?
Yeah, it tastes a bit sweet, but it tastes a bit like, in a way, like a subtle sweet.
Yeah, it's not like sugar sweetness.
It's not like.
Yeah. It's more like a plant sweetness.
Yeah, plant sweetness. Like.
Yeah. The aftertaste on it is very, very long. Do you not have, if you breathe out through your nose, breathe out through your nose. Do you still taste the tea?
It tastes, like when you breathe out, it tastes really fresh in your throat.
I'm also getting some, have you ever had in Singapore, I don't know if you've ever been to Singapore.
Yeah,
Have you ever
I've been for one night.
Have you ever had those pineapple cakes? Do you know those little square...
I think I had it at a buffet or something.
So it's like little square cakes, and inside is like a little bit of pineapple.
Oh, yeah.
Candied pineapple.
Yeah.
So it's that little bit of creamy from the biscuit, and then the fruit from the pineapple. I'm getting some of that.
Yeah, but like the pineapple, it's not as sweet as the pineapple.
Yeah.
It's more like, yeah.
Again, it's not about the sweetness so much. It's more about just sort of the aromatics of it. Okay.
Tastes a bit like... Let me taste it again.
You taste it again, and then you can sniff this and see if you get anything.
I kind of taste a bit like plum or apricot, but like definitely not sweet, but like plum or apricot, that kind of like...
So again, very, very fruit heavy. Okay, smell that. Let's see what you smell there.
Very subtle fruit. Oh, it smells really sweet.
The texture on the size of your tongue that this tea gives is really, really immense. Very, very zingy, very, very bright, very, very intense.
I smell more... It smells like really sticky, sweet mango.
Yeah.
Like a mango, like a gummy or a lollipop or like something.
Yeah.
The mango lollipop.
Yeah,
But like
absolutely.
really... I don't know why, but I kind of like smell sticky.
Yeah.
Like
You know
smell
those
it.
little like chewy candies.
Oh yeah, chewy, like one of those chewy candies, but
It's a little bit creamy.
yeah,
you
creamy
know?
chewy candies, like when you put it in your mouth.
Yeah.
It's like kind of like, yeah.
So like a peach or maybe a pineapple chewy candy. So it's got that little bit of creaminess.
I can smell like I can smell like creamy, chewy. One of those creamy chewy mango chewy candies that's creamy, like the creamy mango chewy candies. Tastes kind of like that, but it smells good.
It's a very sweet smell. And we're going to brew up another infusion.
And a bit like of watermelon, like a watermelon lollipop in a way. Like
It's been a while since I've had a watermelon lollipop, but I'll trust you on that. But I also get, you know, when you have wood and you do like a varnish, like you do like wood varnish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
See if
Like
you get a little bit of wood varnish I get in there, just a little bit.
Oh, I smell a bit of wood varnish, yeah, but I also smell a bit of like, and it's like, it smells like wood varnish, but not like really strong.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of a bit.
Yeah, these are all little subtle
Like-
layers of things going
Yeah,
on.
like it's like the sweetness of all those fruits, candies, things, and then like the wood varnish is another layer on top of all of
Yeah.
those.
So if you imagine when we smelt the dry leaf, we were talking about woods and resins.
Yeah.
It's sort of like just the transformation of that, right?
Yes.
Into like lacquers and
Because like most teas are like different tastes of like different layers of taste.
yeah. Third infusion. You don't have to drink as fast as me. I'm just a very fast drinker.
Yeah.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
And as yet unnamed, very special Dan Cong Oolong. Very, very, very special. This is an unusual tea. You do not see this very regularly. A February 2022, so February picked Dan Cong from the Gardenia fragrance of Dan Congs from Wudong.
Very special tea.
It's very drinkable, isn't it? You just want to
Yes.
keep drinking it.
Yeah, like it's like one of those teas that you kind of get addicted to, like that you want to keep and keep and keep until it
What
runs
makes
out.
what makes it particularly addictive, do you think? Is it the taste or is it the feeling afterwards?
I think it's more of like it's a bit of the texture and the feeling afterwards. Like afterwards, if you feel really fresh in your throat and your mouth,
Yeah.
so it's like an airy tea, but it's really thick.
Yeah.
It's a thick, and it's the thickness makes you feel a bit warm. Even afterwards, it feels fresh.
Yeah.
So it's that bit that you want to have more creamy and more fresh
So you want that transition from warm and thick to fresh and light.
and light. Yeah.
Yeah. And you're right. I think that even though it has got, did you burn yourself?
No.
Even though it has got so much in terms of fragrance and flavor, in terms of fruits and creams and woods, it's the aftertaste that keeps you coming back for more, isn't it?
Yes. Like the aftertaste is like I love that like when it like transitions into warm, and then after you drink it's not straight away like fresh. It's like warm and then it's just fading into fresh.
Yeah.
And then before you know it's just fresh.
So that's kind of one of the characteristics of this early spring, late winter tea is that you're getting that sort of
'Cause-
wintry freshness about
Yeah,
it.
because winter is like kind of like fresh. Yeah, fresh. Like the aftertaste is from probably the winter, and then the warmness is from the spring.
Okay, that's our best guess. We
Yes.
don't know if that's true, but
I know.
it may be the case. All right, we're gonna brew a couple more infusions of this. How are you feeling? Are you feeling any different? Are you feeling that you're feeling the
It's
tea a
actually
little bit?
pretty warm, like near my like throat and my chest.
And what
It's
about
kind of
like in
warm,
your
but-
head, just generally? Are you feeling any sort of? Are you feeling it's heating, cooling? Are you feeling like it's making you feel a bit dizzy or making you feel very alert? How is it?
More like in a way swayy, dizzy more. Like it's like that kind of tea that makes you fresh, like airy in your head, and also like in a way like swingy but it gets over really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, like after I drink it, just
Okay.
and it's a really nice feeling.
Okay. Any other tasting notes that we want to try to tease out of this tea? As the tea brews, as you brew into the tea, the flavors are going to shift slightly. They're going to change. They're going to move a little bit.
It tastes a tiny bit like, you know, one of those like those little sweets that like the herbal sweets. It tastes a bit like some of those. Like it tastes a bit like thick or like something.
So like a herbal, like Ricola kind of.
Ricola.
Yeah.
Ricola.
Okay. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. So it's got a bit of that sort of meadowy, kind of herbal, sort of flowers and herb, like. As you brew into the leaf, I can see you're itching to say something. As you brew into the leaf, the sort of greenness of it is much more of, as she's absolutely right, much more of those sort of herbaceous, but still sweet, honeyed sort of herbal notes.
Oh, and it has that kind of Wheat Bix taste. Like that kind of taste of Wheat Bix.
Weetabix.
Weetabix. Like,
Or is it called Wheat Bix, maybe in Australia? Really does. That's an amazing tasting note. That really does.
It tastes a bit oaty, a bit oats.
I think Weetabix, you've nailed it. Because oat is a little bit more sort of rounded. Weetabix is a bit sort of fresher.
Yeah, a bit more fresh, but it's kind of, in a way, a tiny bit sweet.
Oh my God, it really, now I can taste Weetabix like with a few like sliced peaches in it. You know what I mean? Like as if like if you had Weetabix with a few sliced peaches, and the milk is not like full on milk, but it's like a little bit diluted milk. It's like sort of, you know what I mean? It's like, or like a semi-skimmed milk or really, that is. And the aftertaste has that Ricola, honeyed herbal Ricola, and then moving in, because you get that honeyed note.
But it tastes more like fresh honey, not like one of those. Like
it's not
fresh.
a deep honey; it's a very bright honey.
Yeah,
and then you get that snowy mineral freshness.
Yeah,
in
like
the
that
mouth.
snowy, but it kind of tastes when you have the freshness. You can taste the freshness.
Yeah,
like it tastes a bit like snow when you like.
Yeah, it is an amazing tea, a very special Dan Cong. Not much of it in stock because it's not much produced, and it comes from very old tea trees, which is unusual for Dan Cong. Normally Dan Congs are, even though you want sort of 40 years plus, 120 to 150 from Wudong Mountain, you know. This is a premium tea. You're very lucky, Estella. You're tasting a premium ticket tea. I'm spoiling you. Okay, one more brew.
And the teapot, after you pour the water on, the teapot dries really quickly. Yeah.
So sometimes people say that you should wait for the teapot to dry before you pour. So you see how it goes? Shh, it's drying up.
Like it's so quick.
And that's
Does it have like a special material?
No, it's just because it's hot because of the clay. It keeps the heat really well. Clay.
Oh, wow.
I'm starting to feel that this tea is making me a bit warm. Is it not making you a bit warm?
Well, it's more light in my head, this area, but from like my neck, my lower neck, to my bottom of my tummy, it's a bit warm. Like at top, it's fresh, and then at bottom
exactly.
it's more warm.
I get a little bit of sweat here, so it makes it feel a bit fresh up here, and then sort of warm and woozy down here. So that's body sensation, and it's interesting that you talk about it. Like it's nice to divide up the body and see how it changes. Yes. Okay, cheers everybody. Last sip from us.
Cheers.
Thank you, Estella. Amazing job. I knew you would nail the tasting notes. I've been tasting teas with her, and just been totally blown away by her ability to do tasting notes, especially considering she's such a young'un. So you're going to have all of these flavor memories that you're going to build up. She's also obviously a foodie as well. So we might have to go out and celebrate with a meal afterwards. Yeah. All right. Say bye-bye to everybody out there.
Bye.
If you want to see more of Estella, then stick some comments down below, and we'll see if we can get her back. I know it's going to be difficult in Australia, but maybe we'll do a Zoom one.
Oh.
We'll do a Zoom tasting. I'll send you the tea, and we can taste it. You know, it's all possible. Modern technology and all that. Anyway, that's it, tea heads. Check out other videos. Taste our teas wherever you're on the world by browsing mayleaf.com, and come visit us if you're ever in London. Other than that, I'm Don, and this is Estella from Mayleaf. Thank you for being a part of the revelation of true tea. Stay away from those tea bags. Keep drinking the good stuff and spread the word, because nobody deserves bad tea. Bye.